Want to win money on sports? With Underdog, you can win up to 1,000 times your cash just by picking higher or lower on your favorite players' stats. Millions of fans have won billions of dollars on Underdog. Will you be next? Download the Underdog app and sign up to get a free pick with your first cash entry up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama, Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Massachusetts and Arizona, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Void in Colorado. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. Arizona, 1-800-NEXT-STEP, 1-800-639-8783, or text NEXT STEP to 53342. New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Hashtag no music, no intro. Saints Block Party podcast coming at you. Emergency podcast. But it is official. This is the Kellen Moore officially is the Saints head coach episode. We have 25 concurrent viewers already on YouTube as this is live streaming to YouTube. If you are watching this on YouTube right now, please like and subscribe.
Right now.
Do it.
Hit the like. Let's hit it.
And subscribe. If you are listening to this on Spotify or on Apple podcasts or what have you, also like and subscribe. We're going to talk about it. We're going to keep this one short, 25-minute, 30-minute episode, because it's been hinted at for a very long period of time. And he's goddamn spend time with my family, bro. I literally came home, had dinner, and came upstairs so we could knock this out.
Let's go.
And I don't want to be sure, like, we're not saying that as a negative. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. So we are here. We're going to talk about it. And it's a big day for Saints fans. And and we appreciate and we understand the magnitude of it. So that's why we're doing this episode. But something that I saw on our TikTok account, because I had posted one of our clips that we recorded last night. I posted it this morning. Is someone just said on our TikTok account is like, hey, just want you guys to please just don't lose sight of the fact that the Saints was helping the Catholic Church like hide something going on with child molestation, and that's where that duality comes in, right? And if I had the time and the energy to go back to school and get my doctorate, I really think I would write my thesis doctorate on fandom and sport and sports fandom and how
like a real deep one too.
A deep one, because what was it? 2 weeks ago, right? Or a week ago? Not even a week ago. Like this report comes out, and then fast forward to just a couple of days later, a week later, and I'm not trying to say this to like bring the mood down. I just feel like it's important to not lose sight of it, because this is what happens in sports all the time. Is like there's these peaks and these valleys of like the news comes out, terrible news comes out, and then it's like, oh yeah, but we got Kellen Moore today, so it's like we don't get too shits about that. Like we want to talk about Kellen Moore. We want to talk about the big team. We want to talk about the outfits. We want.
Right.
And that's what fandom is. Like, no one's noticed this. I have not worn a single thing with a fleur de lis on it since we've recorded that episode with Ramon, bro. Have not done it. I have a tattoo right here that's never going away. But I have not worn. I've not been in a place mentally where I've felt like wearing anything with a fleur de lis on it. Will I probably at some point? Absolutely. But I just wanted to like make that reference of that comment being in our TikTok today before we go on this conversation about Kellen Moore, because it's important not to lose sight of it, because that is the duality of fandom, of how quickly that 180 of news can quickly make a person just change their whole mindset of how they maybe were feeling a day before, a couple of days before. So I'm not trying to bring the mood down. I'm not, but I think it's just an important conversation. And the onus is on us, bro, because if we're not having these conversations, if we're not being honest about it, then who really is? There isn't anybody.
I mean, last I checked, no ESPN on my shirt. Nope. I'm not getting a paycheck from NFL Network, Saints. Nope. Oh, right. So talk about the hell we want to talk about. So it is what it is.
Dante said 2 nights in a row. Insert Rob Ryan Saints DC meme. Oh, that's gonna be Brandon Staley and them. Okay, let's talk. But listen, we talked about a little bit last night. I don't want to talk about the process, and I wasn't even talking about the process online today. But people like to make sneak disses, and that's all I got to check people. The Saints lucked into a hell of a signing, bro.
So did.
Lucked into it. And they didn't know this before they started going with the Kellen Moore process, that this man was then going to become a Super Bowl winning offensive coordinator. And the fact that he didn't back out, and there are some factors in regards to that. The man tripled his salary. He's been... I said it when we were in Mobile. Me, you, and Dante were in Mobile. He has been through. He's had that hot OC tag on him before, bruh.
Yep.
He's been through it, and he's been through where he's been the hot OC. He hadn't got the job, and then years passed before he was the hot OC again. But even this season, his name was not being mentioned in head coaching cycles until
they was calling for his head earlier this season.
Come on, bruh. So, and I really feel, this is just me. That's nothing I know. This is just me. I really feel like him getting passed on that Dallas job for fucking Brian Schottenheimer. This is the thing that if you've ever been in a job and you are if you are trying to get a promotion, no matter what your field is, and someone gets a job, gets the position, the job and position that you want, and you know that you're more qualified than them. You know it. Everyone in the building, in the league knows it, in the office knows it. That burns you, bruh. That burns, It pisses you the fuck off. And even though Kellen Moore doesn't have that personality outwardly, he's like, man, I tweeted this, or maybe put out Discord. I said, man, I bet you Jerry Jones feels like a fucking idiot right now, bro. Like, because that's the job that Kellen wanted, and now he's a Super Bowl winning OC for your division rival, and you could have hired him.
It was the job that Jerry Jones was grooming him for. You know
what
I mean?
Him for.
Like, Britt talked about it today in a little video I posted in the Discord. That was the plan. Like, he groomed, just like he did with Jason Garrett. He groomed him from a player. Jerry Jones had him sitting in coaching meetings as a player, game planning meetings and stuff like that, grooming him to be a coach. Made him a quarterback coach the day after he retired as an NFL player. Became an OC 1 year after being a quarterback coach. Became the OC of the Dallas Cowboys, running a professional offense, and did good at it.
The Dallas Cowboys, bro. We're not talking about a lowly franchise. We're talking about the OC for the Dallas Cowboys after 1 year being a quarterback's coach. That's a crazy trajectory.
Crazy trajectory. And he did good at it. And, eventually, Mike McCarthy came, Jason Garrett got kicked out. Mike McCarthy came in. They tried to do like the little blend of their offenses, and Mike McCarthy, depending on what you hear, Mike McCarthy pushed him out or whatever. Anyways, he left, went to the Chargers, disaster up there for all kind of reasons. And kind of had to remake his name with the Eagles. You know what I'm saying? And at the beginning of the year, it wasn't going great. Like they were 2-2 after they beat the Saints, I believe, or like a week after they beat the Saints.
Yeah.
They were 2-2. The offense was off. Jalen Hurts was off. They were throwing too much. They went back to the drawing board, run the ball. They simplified things in the offense, and they went to cooking. And look, they won the Super Bowl. And along the way, they got better on offense, even in the pass game. We saw that in the Super Bowl. The Chiefs, Agnolo said, we want Jalen Hurts to beat us with his arm. And they beat him with his arm. He rose up to the challenge. That's coaching right there. That's coaching, bringing his quarterback along. And he pulled that off, man. So it was, it was quite a journey just to see that journey. Because like you posted the clip from the podcast earlier this year, where you brought him up. And I was like, oh, yeah, forgot about Kellen Moore. Because it was at that point where it was like, oh, not even thinking about Kellen Moore. Like,
yeah, man.
Joe Brady, everybody talking about Joe Brady. What about Kellen Moore? Who's like much more, as far as like the young coordinators.
It was just
much more.
It was an experience for me, bro. Like it just made no sense why Joe Brady was getting all this pub, and I'm like, man, and at that point, Kellen Moore, like he had just called like a really good game with Kenny Pickett. He was a Jalen Hurts had gotten hurt. He was a backup. Kenny Pickett's now a Super Bowl champion, by the way, which is hilarious as shit. A backup, and it's like that, like stuff like that sticks out to me, bruh. Like that, the game plans that Sean Payton used to have when it was Luke McCowan when he almost beat the Panthers. That's coaching. That's a fundamental element of when we talk about coaching. That's a coaching thing, right?
And that's not just a one-off thing. He did that with the Dallas Cowboys with Cooper Rush. He had that one year where Andy Dalton had to play a couple games, shine there. He's done it, bro. Like his resume is legitimate. You know what I'm saying? It's not super long, but it's legitimate. Like for a 36-year-old, he has a legitimate resume.
And it was, and my point was I was just making with all of that was like it was longer than Joe Brady's. Like that was the point that I was making.
Absolutely.
Anyhow, he is 36, which is crazy because me and him are the same age.
Man, my nigga getting old, bro. My nigga getting old. I remember you was just a young little 20-something whippersnapper.
Nigga, bro. Goddamn almost 40 in this bitch, bro. But went Super Bowl on Sunday, goes back to Philly, and he is back in New Orleans as of today. Life completely changes, and we talked about this a little bit yesterday, but this is the first time truly in almost two plus decades that there are no ties to the Sean Payton era. Like it is
done, bro.
Done,
bro. I called the thumbnail for this episode a new beginning because that's what it is, man. It's a complete fresh start. It's the end of Terminator 2 when he's talking about traveling down the black road. We don't know what the future lies. We don't know. Like it's a complete new start. No ties to the Sean Payton era. They tried. Look at my Coach Teefs. Coach Teefs. Out here, baby.
They posted this, so this is from the TikTok account. They also posted it on their social media, bro. And I watched it, and at the end, like he smiled, and that shit had me like dying, bro. Because like I was rolling, bro. Look at my coach, bro.
That's my guy right there. That's my guy. Well, man, the best week ever, boy. What you talking about? I'll be smiling too. Shit.
I'm happy for him, bro. Bro.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just wanted to, just.
I don't even know what I said, bro.
The Terminator 2.
Yeah. Like the Sean Payton era is over, bro. Like they tried to stretch that shit out as long as they can, but you can't have the Sean Payton, environment without Sean Payton. Like Sean Payton got that over in Denver right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's time to start fresh, start new. This is Kellen Moore's thing right here. This is his environment. He gets to implement the vision, whatever vision it is, and he needs to be given the keys. And yes, carte blanche. Yes, they need to support him. He's young, so yes, he might need some, little tips here and there, or maybe they know some things that he doesn't, and they need to support him in that area. But other than that, man, he has to implement his vision, and I'm just so fascinated to see what that is. Like we have no idea what that is because in his experience, he's always been kind of tied to other people. He was tied to Jason Garrett and Jerry Jones, and he was tied to under Brandon Staley, who was on a hot seat as a head coach.
Mm-hmm.
And it's with the Eagles, and he had what Albert talked about when he went to the Eagles. They had offensive things. They already had an offensive line coach. They had a running game coordinator. All these guys that they already had like a system for. And he had to try to kind of blend those things in his offense. And what he did in the beginning when he first got there is like he had the O-line and the running game coaches present the things they want to do. And then he had, these coaches from this section present the things that he want to do. And then Kellen Moore went up there and presented the things he wants to do. And they all sat down and worked together and collaborated to figure out how are we going to mesh these all together and continue working at it. Like it wasn't just like a one thing fix. They worked at it all through the season. That's head coaching right there. Like that's head coaching type stuff right there. You know what I'm saying? So he has that experience. Now he's walking into a much different situation, bro. Much. It is going to be some work, baby. Work.
It is. Someone made a comment in the chat. That was a really good comment. Michael Tolliver. Moore seems to have the ability to adapt, and this is kind of what you're talking about, ability to adapt and modify the scheme based on what the team does well, instead of being married to one scheme/system.
Yeah, I think that's one of his most impressive traits that I've seen just studying him. Just
it absolutely
his chameleon ability, his ability to just adapt and accentuate the good, and and that's coaching right there. Like that's what you want in any coach, defensive, offensive,
whatever
it is. What I'm saying? Like those are the marks of a good coach.
Shout out to our dude Bajan with the 199 super chat. He said Brian Schottenheimer over me. # big teeth on campus. Let's see. Someone said. Someone asked a good question. No cap, no filter, Saints. Coach.
What up, bro?
Coach Shopamouth getting Carr up out of here. More Tutties era ain't going for that BS. That's the question. I mean, I don't want to labor or harp on the point too much. Like he doesn't want Derek Carr to be his quarterback, and then now it just becomes a situation of like whether the Saints figure out how to maneuver out of that contract.
Get to work, Kai. Get to work. Run them spreadsheets. Whatever you got to do, brother.
And this is something that I know I put in our Discord that they may have to get kind of exotic and freaky and basically
freaky, bro.
And basically like pay Derek Carr to go away. Like we'll pay you a signing bonus so that we can drop your base salary to like $1 million. So you're asking to go like freaky exotic shit, bro.
Like they gotta be like Marty on Ozark, man. Anytime you get put in like a life or death situation, he just figures some shit out. Need Kai to be like that, bro. Just figure it out. Come up with something we don't know. There's some kind of legalese in a contract that we don't know. Figure that shit out.
Someone asked a great question. Jason, do we think he can make # the agenda look like Hurts, or do we need to get someone new? It's gonna be like we don't know, and
we don't know.
We don't, and that's the thing is like we don't. Kind of to Ryan's point, he's always been tied to a quarterback. Whatever OC he's been the OC for, he's been tied to a quarterback. He came in as OC for Dallas. He was tied to Dak Prescott. He went to the Chargers. He was tied to Justin Herbert. To the Eagles, he was tied to Jalen Hurts. Those are, to be fair, not bad quarterback to be tied to.
No,
completely fair, right? Like that's a great. I know people hate on Dak, but he was tied to like early Dak Prescott. Yeah. So those are really good options to be tied to. The thing I kept when I was watching the Super Bowl and just in his what have you is just there's no way that you can watch what he's coached in the past and think that a player like Derek Carr is going to fit into anything of what his vision is. It's not, because he literally told the Saints he wants them to figure out how to get rid of Derek Carr. So I do not know this. I don't know this. Please don't take it as I'm saying this. One of the wildest things that I said this on Twitter, and I told this to Dante and Mobile when we were at the Waffle House. Eating at the Waffle House, I said, gave him a wild comparison, a player comparison. I said Jackson Dart as a player prospect has a lot of similarities to me as Jalen Hurts did at Bama and Oklahoma. Not current Jalen. Please don't think I mean current Jalen. But if you just Jalen and at Bama and Oklahoma, there's some similarities in terms of prospect wise. I wonder if it would appeal to Kellen Moore? We have no idea. I'm just fascinated to know if he goes with if he wants a quarterback, if he's been in Philly and he sees what the offensive line has done, and he wants to go with like someone like Will Campbell, or he wants someone like Ashton Genty in the run game. Who knows? Who knows? But I know that he needs to be allowed that latitude to fucking coach and have it his way. Just like when in the first year of the DA era, when CD Deuce, who was just at the 76ers game sitting front row, Super Bowl winning champion CD Deuce, and it seems like the problem is not CD Deuce. He's been to 3 NFC championship games since he's gotten traded from the Saints. Just thought I'd put that out there. Just when he was talking greasy to DA and DA ran to Mickey and like made him essentially be traded, and Mickey did that, whatever Kellen Moore because feels like he needs as a head coach, I feel like you have to allow him to have that same latitude.
Yeah, completely agree. Like, it's his show, man. At the end of the day, it is his show to run, and he should implement his vision however he sees fit. And the thing, the questions is, like offensively, I'm excited. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited what he's going to be able to bring. I don't expect him, to blow the doors off the league, in week 1 or whatever. But I look forward to like seeing what he builds, what he crafts the offense to become, seeing something new, something different. But the questions I have is, what's his vision? What's his vision? How does he lead? How does he handle a crisis? Because this is New Orleans. This is New Orleans Saints. We know we're going to have some crises. We're going to have some stuff. Yeah, exactly.
Nigga, they still in one.
Still in one. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the type of stuff you got to deal with the Saints. Like, you're going to have to answer questions about stuff like that. It's like, I want to see how he handles that. How he handles, disgruntled players, players that are, having a, holding out or, maybe has a, off the field issue and all the little things that you got to deal with. We get a hurricane every 2-3 years where you got to, relocate the team, for a week or two. Sean Payton to take that and turn that into like a retreat for the team, and the team will go out and stomp whoever they play. Remember they beat the piss out of the Green Bay Packers week 1, 2021, where they had to play out in Jacksonville. Playing out in Jacksonville for a home game. Like, that's the things you got to be ready to do as a head coach, So those are the questions I have for him. I have no idea if he's going to be good at it or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what we're going to find out, man. Like, so it's going to be so fascinating. And from just like a team building standpoint, like, that's where I'm diving myself into. Because, just like you, I have my gripes with the Saints right now, for what they're doing, what they did. So I'm just diving myself into like what I enjoy, and I enjoy like the team building aspect. Just like from an outside fan of football, looking at like, man, let's see what this man can do building this thing. He's basically looking at a house that maybe the windows all bust up and the paint's ugly, the grass growing all over, it looks a little old, but he's looking at it like, man, if I paint this thing, knock down some walls and move this over here, cut the grass, put some nice, flowers over here. Man, maybe I could do something here. So I want to see that whole process play out, that renovation, call it rebuild, renovation, whatever you want to call it. But the Saints need it, whatever you got to do.
They absolutely do. Sports highlight, first 4 rounds, Ryan and Adam go all offensive firepower, get in shootouts. I don't trust Staley or that old defense. Completely understand.
I understand.
No cap, no filter Saints. Who do I want more to roll with? Rattler, Milroe, McCord, or Dart? If those are my I would say Rattler, but if he's I don't know, like loves one of those, then you get one of those. I would just say Milroe at like 9 would scare the absolute shit out of me.
Scare the shit out of me, boy.
Like like you should see my face. So if that were to happen at the draft party, but I'd be like,
And here's the thing, like with players like Miro and Dart, when you taking them like high in the first round, they're gonna start early. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not sitting for a year or two and all that stuff. Like it just doesn't happen these days. So they're gonna get to play early, and that's what scares me with them. Like they need work. Like the tools are there. Like there's tons of promise, and like you could see a lot of things that could possibly work. But man, they just kind of need to be slowly brought in. You know what I'm saying?
whoa.
So, but I mean, for me, like just the way I feel, like whatever he is banging the table for, let's go. Like I'm
Gotta get him.
100% down. You know.
Shout out to our dude Brock, $5 super chat. He said, "Break the glass in case of emergency." Pod, thanks for being the pulse, guys. You know we tried.
Love you, Brock.
We tried. Much shout
Brock,
to
you the pulse of the pulse.
For real. But John asked, "What was the Waffle House order?" All-Star Special.
Can't go wrong.
Absolutely not. People are saying they wish that the Moore could bring one of the scouts from the Eagles. Don't we all?
Please.
Wayne said they're going to be calling for Moore's job immediately if they take Milroe at 9. So, going to take a quick break. Come back. We'll wrap it up. I'm going to talk about the very highly likely possibility, and more than likely, that Brandon Staley, defensive coordinator, is going to be coming with the Moore signing as head coach, and then kind of hit on the Taysom Hill thing that I think was mentioned on NFL Network. Kind of give some more insight about that. So we'll talk about that at the other side of the break, and then wrap up on this emergency episode of SBP. Coach Kellen Moore in the building. Big teeth era of the Saints begins. We'll be back after this break. All right, we are back. Shout out to Joseph Peters with the $4.99 super chat. I know Staley is expected to get the DC job, but are there any other candidates you've heard about that may have a shot? No. No. It will. It was in I think it was like an ESPN Plus article that mentioned it's like the Bucks linebackers coach whose name is escaping me. This is what I was told literally on Sunday, the day of the Super Bowl, even before the Kellen Moore news became official. Was pretty much told by my friend that
with over 5 million happy players and $2 billion won, Underdog makes it fun and easy to cash in on all your favorite athletes' performances. Underdog is the only pick'em platform that puts the power to cash out in your hands. Now you can either keep riding with your entry or tap the Win Now button to cash out whenever you want. Every dog deserves a second chance, and with Underdog Rescues, you can get your money back and receive a promo if an early injury causes your entry to lose. With Underdog's double flex option, you can even take 2 L's and turn them into dubs. I love Underdog Fantasy. This week, I'm looking at the Saints versus Tampa Bay Bucks and picking Foster Moreau for higher than 3 catches and Baker Mayfield for lower than 4 touchdowns. Underdog is the best place to play pick'em. Download the app, sign up with promo code BLOCKPARTY, and deposit now to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. That's promo code BLOCKPARTY to get $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. Must be 18 years or older, 19 years or older in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 years or older in Colorado or for some games, 21 years older in Massachusetts and Arizona, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Void in Colorado for some games. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. In Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. In New York, call 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY to 867369.
the Brandon Staley thing was more than likely going to happen, and then Then you start hearing it from Mike Silver. Then you start hearing it from Jordan Schultz. I would be shocked if it wasn't Brandon Staley. That's something, we can have a deeper conversation on that. Not tonight, but like, I would say, like, in terms of me as a fan of the Saints, that is my biggest concern and worry regarding the Kellen Moore era is the Brandon Staley as DC hire, because Brandon Staley had that great year with the Rams when he had Aaron Donald and prime Jalen Ramsey. He goes to the Chargers with Joey Bosa, with Darren James, and I have twice posted a very great video in our Discord that really explained the issues that the Brandon Staley defenses had in LA. And I could maybe put the link in the chat as well. But basically, the things that he was doing with like Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey, like he tried to kind of replicate it a little bit with kind of like the talent in LA, and like it didn't work because they're not Aaron Donald and they weren't prime Jalen Ramsey, and it wasn't working. And like we were just talking about Kellen Moore, he has that coaching adaptability on offense. Brandon Staley lacked that coaching adaptability on defense, and that was with Joey Bosa, who was, healthier and better, and that was with Darren James. So now potentially you're gonna be asking Brandon Staley to come to New Orleans to do that with a Latte Taylor, Isaiah Fox, DeMario. That's where, like, if we're talking like the thorn in it, bro, like that's where things gets like it could get yucky. But
you could get real yucky.
I'm not trying, and we'll have that deeper conversation with our dude Cody Alexander once, like the coaching hires become official, because that will be the football porn. Like, you got to make sure you got to have your notepads ready, follow along, because Cody will break it down to a level that I gotta pay attention and follow.
Oh yeah.
So and
we'll see. Maybe Brandon. I mean, he was so young too. Like, he had 1 year as a defensive coordinator. One year. It was a great year. He had the number one defense in the league. Like, it was one good year.
You get on that Sean McVay plan, no matter you offense, defense, bro.
And you what?
Nigga, I'm about to say, let me go intern for Sean. Let me go hit up Jordan Rodriguez and say, get a nigga intern.
Bro, the DEI.
Got Princess Tiana already out of here, bro. Done. Over with.
So, I mean, we'll see, man. But yeah, that's gonna be the thing with Kelly. Like he's got a better Rolodex than probably Joe Brady has, but it's still slim. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be slim pickings. He's only been in certain places, so it's gonna be a struggle. But this is what we got, bro. This is what we got. It's you're gonna fall short somewhere, and maybe that's where he will fall short at. But we'll see. We'll see. We got time to figure that out. You got to build a whole coach staff. We talk about DC. He need special teams, linebacker coach, secondary coach.
Bye, Rizzy.
Bye. See you in Denver.
He does. He needs everything. Our dude Avery said, any plans to have Matt Harmon on again this offseason? He was so good on y'all's show last year. Definitely a ball knower. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Man. Can't wait to talk to him.
And I already saw Matt. He posted the picture today. He just started digging in on Tetaroa McMillan, like the prospects and everything. So
yeah, he's off NFL mode onto draft mode. So
it's already,
trust me, we cooking.
What was I gonna say? So one thing we'll end on this. I believe it was said on NFL Network. I didn't even watch the whole clip of just talking about Taysom Hill's future with the team, with the Saints, and that conversation. I think I may have said this on. Listen, this is going to sound very cocky, and I apologize. Fuck it, I don't apologize. I say a lot of things. I tweet a lot of things that happen to turn out to be true because I know what I'm being told and the source of where it comes from is 99% reliable. And then, like, so I think I tweeted about this, but basically, and I know for sure I've mentioned in our Discord, when Taysom had that injury, and the year that he had, and it was a great year, and then he had that injury. I forgot what team he got hurt against. But essentially, what I was told, and this was during the season, is that with his contract and what he was getting paid, essentially he was either going to have to take a pay cut, and that pay cut would have to be like a substantial pay cut. I'm talking like that minimum pay cut, and he's making like what, $10 million a year, or something like that.
Something like that.
For him to potentially like basically remain on the team, and that if he didn't agree to do that, then there's a huge possibility that he was going to get cut or released. That was I was told that probably like, I don't know, like a month or so after the injury happened. And I think I mentioned as much on Twitter, maybe a month or so after I was told that. So it being talked about now tells me that probably that conversation has already started to be had of like, hey, and it sucks, man, because like Taysom, bro, like,
love him, man, love him.
But he's at what, 34, 35, and
coming off a bad injury,
terrible injury, and he's like superhuman and all of that. But our there's a Bronco blue and orange jersey waiting for him.
Waiting for him, bro.
Waiting for him. It's gonna be a sad day. It's gonna be a sad day. Shout out to our dude Eric, who that homo. But that's only emphasize because if and when that day comes, no Taysom potentially. Foster Moreau, he gets injured. God doesn't like ugly, but I believe he's not under contract. I don't even know if Jawan Johnson's under contract.
No, man, he's a free agent, I believe.
So the only like player that would be under contract is like Holker.
No, I mean I tweeted today. Kellen Moore is drafting a tight end. Will happen. It will happen.
And this is the class to draft
do it.
one. Don't know if it's going to be round 2. Don't know if it's going to be round 3. And honestly, I've said this. The Saints honestly should try to grab 2.
Yeah.
Because if you look at like just looking a little bit like Kellen Moore's offense, and I don't know what it looks like, but he uses a lot of 12 personnel.
Mm-hmm.
That means 1 running back, 2 tight ends. So that leads me to believe that he needs 2 tight ends. And so I'm just saying, like, the Saints should try to find a way to leave this draft with, or maybe a tight end in free agency. But like, I wouldn't even waste my money for on a tight end in free agency, bro. This tight end class is so stacked. I'm trying to leave with 2.
Let's go.
Give me 2 pair, nigga. I need 2 pair.
I need 2 pair.
Everyone in the chat is saying Mason Taylor or Arroyo.
Yes.
Why?
Yes.
Why not both?
Yes.
Like I could, like if they went, if Kellen pounded the table for Genty at 9, and then at 40 they followed it up with like Arroyo or Mason Taylor, bro.
Gimme.
Oh, but what about the defense? I don't care.
Figure that out, Brandon.
Oh, that's one quick thing. Thank you for bringing that up. One quick point about Brandon Staley defense Chargers. I was going to say this when I was going on that rant. His Chargers defense did not tackle very well. Just thought I'd throw that. They did. Please, I'm going to post it. I'm going to post that.
I remember that
in our Discord. That video.
Yeah, I think it was Alex Collins NFL or whatever.
I don't know. Maybe.
Channel, whatever. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. It was a very, very insightful video. One player. Speaking of players, that I feel like maybe the Saints should go after, and I don't know if he's a free agent or he would have to be someone that they would trade for, but I think he would be someone that would be available. Jim Harbaugh came in with Jesse Minter, and they drafted these cornerbacks, these young cornerbacks who came in and just played like studs. Studs must be nice. That's what Jim Harbaugh does. And then Asante Samuel Jr. got hurt really early in the season, and didn't play at all this season for the most part. I don't know if he's a free agent in terms of like if he's where he's in his contract, he's an upcoming free agent, or if he's not. But even if he isn't a free agent, I feel like that's a player that potentially may be obtainable, because I don't see him really fitting into that Chargers defense in terms of how they play with what they have now defensively. And being that Brandon Staley had Asante Samuel Jr., he's a ball hawk, he's a playmaker. The Saints need cornerbacks. People think they don't. They need cornerbacks. They absolutely do. Might be someone that maybe just it makes sense from a fit wise and familiarity wise. I'll just throw that out there. Shout out to our dude Mitch for the $4.99 super chat. Demon Time Slide said Asante is going to be a free agent. I thought he was going to be. Mitch keeps saying swap Nick Bolton for DeMario. Sure. I mean, yeah. I would love Nick Bolton. Linebackers don't historically make that much money in free agency. Man, that's crazy that Nick Bolton and Zach, who's going to make more? That's a good question. Who makes more?
It's going to be interesting. Yeah. Zach Bond got a little pass rush to him, so he might sneak a little more money. But then it's 1 year, but it's a great year. I don't know. It's going to be interesting.
It is. Anyway, we're done. I need to go be a family man.
Go be a family man, bro.
Enjoy it, guys.
Enjoy it,
man. Get this out and enjoy the happiness in terms of, the head coaching hire. I think for the rest of the week, unless something drastic happens, if Derek Carr gets cut or some shit like that, we will be done with podcast episodes until probably Saturday. If I think we're back on the Saturday schedule for the Prospect of the Week episode, well, we'll be talking about Jackson Dart. That's our next Prospect of the Week episode. Patreon only, YouTube members only, patreon.com, Saints Block Party Podcast. So appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Enjoy this, but also just still hold the Saints accountable. That's all I'll say. But we wanted to make sure we got this out for y'all. We will be back. Oh shit! I had also. I want to share this one before we. Oh, and also this is kind of random, but Jay just texted it to me. It took me like 2 hours to get to work this morning because someone on the 405 drove the wrong way and like killed someone, and there was like a body on the freeway. Dang. Yeah, it was.
Shit.
Yeah, bro. Took me like 2 hours to get to work this morning, and I'm sorry for the person who died. I'm making it about me. I really apologize. There it is. The official Kellen Moore emoji in our Discord.
Yes, Lord.
and all his glory. It's
Coach
happening.
Teeps.
Coach Teeps in this bitch. Officially official. So makes me laugh every time. It has literally been the most used emoji in our Discord by far. And this is a welcoming moment for him to New Orleans, like to the Saints fan base, bro. We gon' if you do us right, we gonna love you, we gonna rib on you, and it's all love. It's all love.
Love.
Like this is love. This is not us being. I mean, it's being a little mean, but like it's out of love. That's all.
Trust me, it's out of love, man. Like this is what we do.
It's all love, Coach Keith. Nothing negative. But we love y'all. Appreciate y'all. We'll be back on Saturday with the Prospect of the Week episode, Patreon only. With that, we are out.
Peace.